Hello and welcome. This is We Talk Football, the channel just about football. Now, we've just watched the opening game of the Euro 2024 Championship, and Germany just dominated Scotland. That was the first game, and it was a very interesting game to watch. I loved watching the game. It was really great. And it was a great opener, it's a great way to warm up into the tournament. But before we get into the game, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel at We Talk Football 24. And also like and follow us on our other social platforms on Facebook at We Talk Football and on Instagram at We Talk Football 24. So let's get into the game. As I said earlier on, the opening game, Germany versus Scotland, but it was a non-contest in many ways because I think that was one of the worst performances I'd ever seen from a team in Scotland. I think Germany just dominated from the first minute of the game to the very last minute of the game. But it was a very fun way to get the tournament started. It was a very nice way to look at the teams, to watch Germany. I was very pleasantly surprised by how Germany played. I think in the build-up to the tournament, a lot of people have been saying that Germany are not the German team or the many German teams that we've known to be strong and dominant. Not the German teams that have won World Cups previously with big players like Philipp Lahm and Oliver Kahn, or Jürgen Klinsmann. But so it seemed like this German team came into the tournament with a lot to prove. But to watch them yesterday, to see how they dominated the game was amazing. I think that was truly awesome. On the flip side, Scotland, man, that was one of the worst performances I'd ever seen from any international team ever that I've seen. And I've been watching tournament football for a very long time. I've been looking forward to the Euros, and I think Scotland will be looking to already book flights back home. They'll be writing letters back home saying or telling their families that they'll be seeing them very, very soon, the way they played. And I was more surprised and shocked by how Scotland played because I thought they'd be a little better than what they showed last night. Because look, they do have some players who are really, really good. I think Andy Robertson is the best left back in the world. They have John McGinn, who's just had a really good season with Aston Villa, the Villa captain. They have Aston Villa qualified for the top four for the Champions League, and I think he had a really, really good season. He was the captain for Aston Villa as well. They also have Kieran Tierney, I think he's a very good professional footballer. I think he's a really good footballer. I personally like him. Of course, because he played for Arsenal. He's still an Arsenal player. We haven't sold him. He was on loan last season to Real Sociedad. And at some point, I truly believed that he should have been our captain. I think he has leadership qualities that could make him an Arsenal captain. But I guess Mikel Arteta saw it differently. And he's been out of the Arsenal team, of course, and it doesn't look like he'll be back. I don't think he'll be returning to Arsenal after his loan spell from Real Sociedad. But you see the kind of players that they do have are really, really okay. I think they're much better than what they showed yesterday. They also have Scott McTominay in the team, who had, arguably his best season at Man United last season. He scored more goals, he played better football. And they also have Stephen Clark, who has experience as a Premier League manager. So their manager, Stephen Clark, was a Premier League manager before. And I thought that they would show more life. They were so bad defensively. They were so bad offensively. They had 27%. They had 27% ball possession. They only completed 75% of their passes. They only had, they really completed 251 passes, which is not bad if you use your passes effectively, like we saw in the FA Cup final, Man United against Manchester City. They didn't really have a lot of possession. They didn't have a lot of passes, but when they did attack, they attacked really well and they hurt Manchester City. But anyway, of course, Scotland don't have the amount of quality that Man United have, but I do believe I believed they had a little more quality in them to make it more of a contest. But 5-1, it seriously could have been more. Germany had a goal disallowed for offside, and they missed a few opportunities. Florian Wirtz, I remember he missed an opportunity at the back post, fired it out, and I think it could have been worse for Scotland. That's how bad they were. They were bad defensively. They were bad offensively. Their midfield was gaping. It seemed like it just had a hole. I saw one of the worst performances I had ever seen from a professional footballer. What's his name again? Ryan, his name. The guy that got the red card. Ryan Potius. I didn't know him before, but that was the first time I had seen him play. And he played so poorly. My goodness. The red card, that was one of the worst challenges I've seen in a long, long time. But that was Scotland. But credit to Germany, and full credit, lots of credit to Germany. They had a brilliant game. They dominated ball possession. They pressed Scotland high, and Scotland couldn't do much with the ball. And they attacked Scotland where it hurt. They had a system where they moved the ball really well and really fast, accurately, which I think a lot of credit has to go to Toni Kroos. I know there's been a lot being spoken about Toni Kroos recently because he is retiring. These will be the last few games that we'll enjoy of Toni Kroos. But my word, he looked, and not just today, but also in the build-up when he played in the Champions League final this season for Real Madrid. He was, again, one of their best players. Toni Kroos must be one of the most consistent players that I'd ever seen. His level has been... I don't think he's ever been the greatest midfielder ever. I don't think he's ever been the best midfielder in the world, but he's consistently at a high level. And I think, last season and the game yesterday proved how huge he is as a player. He had 102. Oh no, he had 101 passes completed out of 102. So he misplaced just one pass, which I don't even remember. But that's the stats. That's what the statistics say. And that's 99, completion percentage from Toni Kroos. I think he dominated the game in a very simple way. And if you're looking to be a midfielder, I would say, just as a simple example, a reference, watch that game and how he played. I know Scotland don't have a lot of quality, and I think that added to the dominance of Germany because Scotland really didn't try and press Germany. They didn't try to put Germany under a lot of pressure. And I think, of course, Toni Kroos would have a lot of time and space to play passes, to drop deep. At some point, he was as deep as the centre-backs for Germany, collecting the ball, moving it forward from defense to attack. And I think he did that very, very well, obviously. He was one of the best players on the pitch. You could say maybe Jamal Musiala had a better game. He had 5 take-ons, which is, trying to take on players, moving the ball forward, creating chances. And those 5 take-ons from Jamal Musiala statistically was the most of the game, and that is combining everyone from both sides, from Germany and Scotland. He had the most take-ons, Jamal Musiala. He had such a huge standing ovation when he came off. I think, of course, German fans would have applauded him. It's a home tournament for Germany, for him. So he would have gotten a lot of, plaudits and applause. But it was thoroughly deserved. If you watch the game, he always looked threatening. He always looked, lethal in attack, fast dribbling, close control. And for like a player of his size, he does look quite tall, but he has such beautiful touch. He scored a really beautiful goal. He pretended to go for the ball and let the defender go past, and he controlled the ball with his right and finished past the goalkeeper. And the defender was Ryan Porteous again. So, but I wouldn't blame Ryan Porteous in that, too much, because, Musiala is one of the, best players coming through in world football, and he's only 21. Florian Wirtz had a brilliant game. He also scored a goal. I think he should have scored another one, but he had a really good game as well. He's also only 21. Ilkay Gundogan was in the game and he played brilliantly. He won the penalty from that awful... I still can't believe how awful the tackle was. And, the funny thing is, Ryan Porteous, after tackling Gundogan, he pretended to be injured as well. It's like, just, what are you doing, man? You're just embarrassing yourself. It was a bad performance from Scotland, and I think the red card was fully deserved. But as I'm saying about Germany, they looked really, really good. Julian Nagelsmann has them playing a very good, dominant, beautiful style of football where they do play offensive, fast passing, accurate passing kind of football, possession based. They had 73% of the ball. They had over 600 passes in the game. That was a really good performance. I was impressed by Germany a lot, and I've changed. Like, that kind of performance will obviously be, of course, you have to think of the other side and think Scotland was so awful, right? But looking at how Germany were playing, I do look at them and think they might be one of the teams to look out for. They certainly play a better style of football than France. They play a better style of football than Portugal, and it's not just the style, but it's also how connected they are as a team. They all play as a team. They all move the ball. They all move without the ball as well, creating problems for the defense. And I think it was an all-round really good way to open a tournament in your own, in your own home country, and that will encourage Germany, the whole country, the fans, to support, to be behind the team, and to challenge, the favorites that have been, mainly spoken about for this tournament. I think Germany will challenge France. They will challenge England, and going into the knockout stages, I don't think any team will be looking forward to playing Germany, because they played so well. But a really, really nice tournament, really nice way to get the tournament going, to warm up for the rest of the tournament. The biggest win in Euro Championship opening finals. So I think that's really good from Germany. But thank you very much for joining the video. Thank you for watching. Also, remember to make sure to like and subscribe. Leave your comments. What did you think of the performance? What do you think of the Euro Championships moving forward? Who do you think is going to win? What are your predictions? Who do you think will be the top scorer? Who do you think will be the best player in the tournament? There's lots of things to look forward to. It's the best time to be a football fan. We also look forward to the Copa America next week that will begin. So it's exciting times. I'm really excited. I'm loving this time period right now. And I'm going to be watching more games. I'm going to be watching the game later on between Switzerland. I think Albania. Is it Switzerland, Albania? Sorry, let me check. Oh, sorry, no, it's Hungary versus Switzerland. And also, I'll be looking forward to a really good game. I think Spain and Croatia will be really big. Um, Luka Modric, Spain, playing against, Spain. He plays in Spain for Real Madrid. Rodri will be there. All other big players. But yeah. Anyway, tell me what you think. Did you enjoy the video? What are your thoughts? What are your comments? And also one more thing. Sorry, I forgot one more thing. Jamal Musiala played for Chelsea. How did Chelsea let that one go? Whew. Anyway, thank you once again. Remember to follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, We Talk Football, and subscribe on YouTube as well. Thank you. Have a nice weekend and enjoy the rest of the games. Yo.